It's time for the Lady Charmaine's Gospel Minute, keeping you up to date on all your favorite celebrities in the gospel music industry. From tour dates, CD releases, and all your favorite gospel television shows. It's not Hollywood gossip. It's the Gospel Minute with Lady Charmaine.
My guest today is a multi-platinum selling artist and one of the top R&B artists during the 1990s and also the 2000s. He has triumphed over tragedy, and you can hear his story on TV1's new season, Life After. He was born Elgin Baylor Lumpkin, but you know him as Ginuwine, and he is here to give us the genuine story about his life. Help me welcome Ginuwine to the show. Hey, Ginuwine, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm blessed. How's everything going with you?
Great, I'm blessed just like you. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank God you have a great spirit. Now, I wasn't quite sure how you were going to be on the show, so, I had to pray about you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know no other way to be but respectful and happy.
That's good. So I had to talk to Jesus about you. But one thing I want to do, I want to wish you a very happy birthday because you celebrated a birthday.
Absolutely. This Saturday, October 15th, celebrated my birthday, and it was good. I'm not going to be telling how old I am now. I mean, although I'm starting to feel it. I tried to do a windmill on the stage. For those of you that don't know what a windmill is, go look it up on YouTube and you check out what it is. And once I did it this weekend, I knew that I was getting a little too old.
Well, we're not gonna tell anybody you're 41 years old. We won't say that. We're gonna keep that between us.
Yeah, hey, I'm 31. Cut it out.
But I did want to say this to you. Okay, hopefully you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, good. I was playing a happy birthday song for you by Stevie Wonder. I had to get my happy birthday in for you if you didn't mind.
Well, thank you.
You are so welcome. Now, Ginuwine, you have an interesting story how you acquired your birth name, Elgin, and how your mother came up with the name. Can you kind of tell us how you came up with the name, your mother?
Well, that was really her. She just loved basketball, and Elgin Baylor was one of the best basketball players in basketball at that time. Played for the Lakers, and I guess she thought I was going to be a basketball player. So, although I did play basketball, in high school, not for a team, but just around the way, But I never really got into it that much. I was more so into boxing and entertainment.
Okay, so your name came from a basketball player, a football player.
Yep, basketball player.
Okay, Elgin Baylor. Now your name, Ginuwine. Where did that come from?
Well, Ginuwine is the name that I came up with for myself. That because it best represents who I am as a person and definitely as a man. I'm genuine. I'm just real a lot of times, and what you see is what you get. I'm not the kind of person who's going to front for anyone. I'm not the kind of person who's going to do something because everyone else is doing it. I do whatever I need to do because I like it or I need to do it for my family. But if it's if it's something like a trend that's out, you probably won't catch me doing it. You know what I mean? Unless I want to do it. I don't do things just because other people do it. I do it because I find it interesting or I find it amusing or I want to do it, period. But that's just what the name stems from, Ginuwine. In every aspect of the word, that's just who I am.
I like the fact because it lets me know that you're a leader and not a follower, because I'm the same way.
Absolutely.
I do stuff just because I want to, not because everybody else is doing it. It's because I have a genuine interest in it. And Ginuwine, you have had a pretty successful career since the late 90s. How did your music career start?
Well, my musical career started early on when I was a kid, when I used to just go into my sister's birthday parties and just parties in general and just start dancing and grasping everyone's attention as I do it. And, as I got a little older, I started entering contests and talent contests and talent shows and everything. And, some I won, some I didn't, but all in all, every time that I finished, a lot of people always said, man, you were good, you were the best or whatever. So I really, I just really took that to heart and I just stuck with it. And then I got into a group called Finesse 5, which was a break dancing group. And then we turned singers. We turned into a singer group, a New Edition and all that. And coming up, we just had to, we had the New Edition, the to inspire us. The Jackson 5 to inspire us. All the, hot young groups, even New Kids on the Block at that time. And we just went from there. But I was the youngest kid in the group, and these guys, they was like in the 12th grade, and I was in the 9th grade, so I was the little Michael Jackson of the crew. But once that year was done, a lot of those guys graduated and went on with their lives, and I was stuck by myself. So really, I started forming my own groups and, just getting into talent shows. And I, again, started winning and a lot more, and then a lot of people started really taking notice and saying, yo, man, you really got talent, you really need to stick with this, and really making the girls go crazy and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I really was trying to do it for anyway, for the girls. So just getting them on my side. So, I finally met Devontae Swing from Jodeci, in 90. And we moved up there, me, Missy, Timberland, and just Magoo, Player, Tweet, and all of us. We moved up there around 90. And then we just learned a lot throughout those 6 years. And nothing became of it other than just contacts, which that is something, but they didn't. He didn't never really put us out. And then, some of the people that we met on the way up, they just remembered. And the engineer, he knew some people from Sony, and he let them hear my Pony song, which Pony was. Y'all heard it in '96. Pony was done in '94. So once they heard that, it was like, oh yeah, we want to sign them. So I was able to get away. I was able to get away and do my deal within a weekend, and the rest is history. I'm talking to you now.
Ain't that precious? See, all these years later. Now, you worked with the late Illya. What was it like working with her?
It was always fun working with Illya because she was silly just like I am, and we just always had fun. It wasn't really seriousness in the studio at all. We knew what we was in there to do, but we knew also how normal it was, on how easy it was to do. So it really wasn't no work, because we love what we do. And I still remember, when we did the song Final Warning. We did that song about an hour, 2 hours, and we spent the rest of the day in the studio together, joking, laughing, all of our crew just having fun. So it was just always a situation with her and I, just fun, laughter, and happiness, because, again, she was just like I was, and that's what made the bond between her and I so tight at the time, because we were a lot alike as far as our personalities, and shy and all that kind of stuff. But she brought out the silliness in me as I did and her. So it was fun, and we miss her dearly, and her legacy will always continue through us. She will never be forgotten.
Because you both had a great chemistry. Did you ever date at one time?
No, everybody thought that, but no, we didn't. We just didn't. No, we was always close early on. You know what I'm saying? We were close, and but as far as dating or anything like that, nah, we never really dated.
Wow. Now, you sang a song called Differences. This is the song that got me. Who or what was the inspiration behind the song? Because you sang that song, Ginuwine, with so much passion.
Well, the inspiration behind that was my wife and my also my daughter, Story. That was a time in my life where I was going through a lot. My wife was always there, and she was carrying my baby. And that was really the first baby that I ever really spent a lot of time with, because she was my girlfriend at the time, and I was spending a lot of time with her. I spent a lot of time with my son, but I was working and doing a lot of things, but because which was my girlfriend back then, but my wife, she lived with me, so I was able to actually see my daughter grow up. So it was a little different, you know what I mean? And that's why that's why I'm always saying, don't have kids until you get married, because there's a lot of different situations that come about that you might not be happy about later on. So, but I love all my kids, and they love me, and we made it through it, and now we just living, doing what we have to do.
Ginuwine, now a lot of people don't know this, that before your career took off, you went to college and you got a paralegal associate's degree?
Yeah, it really wasn't college. It was one of those things where they crammed 4 years into 2, like they're doing a lot of now. Mm-hmm. But my goal was really to get into some type of legal playing field where as though I can meet artists and, try to get into the industry. So my plan was to, if I'm not going to get in the industry, still have some money to still have money. You know what I mean? So if I had to be an industry lawyer or whatever, I just knew that I wanted to have some money.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. I wasn't going to be working on 9 to 5, like, and much love to everyone that's doing it. I just felt like I didn't want to do it. I was like, nah, I want to be my own boss. I want to do music, and my options were very limited. I didn't have a lot of options, so I was just like, I got to go all out to get what I want. And luckily God has blessed me, and He opened the doors for me to get to where I am now.
Okay. Well, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to multi-platinum selling artist Ginuwine. He has a story that's going to be airing on TV One's Life After on Wednesday, October the 19th. Now, Ginuwine, you're doing something special right now. You are recording a reality TV show. Can you kind of tell us about that?
Yeah, they're getting on my nerves right now because they're waving me like, oh, how long? Don't worry about it. Do what we gotta do. But yeah, we're recording right now, and it's basically about my life and how I'm still in the business and juggling, the music industry and my being a father and a husband, and just dealing with all of the things that come along with dealing with all that stuff. You know what I mean? And in life, there's a lot of obstacles that you must overcome, especially in being in the position that I am. And it gets to be hard sometimes, and I just wanted to be an example to a lot of the young fellas that's coming up now, just to tell them that they can do it. All they have to be is to be a soldier and be strong and know what comes first and know what's more important, and that's your family. Because after all the lights go off, it's only you and your family. Mm-hmm. So don't believe the hype. Don't buy into all the crap that everyone tells you. Oh, superstar. Oh, da 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 da. Because at the end of the day, it takes people to make you who you are, and if those people don't like you and don't support you, you are then gone. Mm-hmm. So I try to love everyone that support me and do as much as I can within reason, and just appreciate them, because without them there is no me. And they've definitely made my dreams come true, and hopefully they'll continue to support me throughout the years.
And you have 9 children.
Yeah, we have 9 kids. Well, I have 9 kids ranging from 23 to 8. My youngest will be 9 November 1st.
And your oldest is 20, but you still look really good. You look really young. Is that a female or a male?
It's a female. She's a female, and I just have just all the things you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You deal with it, and luckily, everybody turned out to be great people, and with a good, like we said earlier, with a good foundation, or trying to make that foundation right. They always want to look towards that, and as long as they have something to build on, they have that foundation, and then they'll know right from wrong, and they'll have some type of guilt if they do something crazy or wrong. It's those that don't have that a concrete foundation that they can do kind of mean or foul things and not really feel anything. But if you have that foundation, that always will be poking at you. Even if you decide to still do it, that foundation and that that upbringing will poke you, and you'll come back.
And that's a blessing, because I know earlier, before we started recording, we were just talking about the Lord and how you gave praise to the Lord. And you went through a major tragedy back in 2000. And how were you able to come through this tragedy to get to where you are today? Because you came out of it literally without this smell of smoke. I'm just listening to you. Your spirit is so free. But during that time, you went through depression. I'm gonna let you tell your story so people can understand, because you wouldn't know that you went through it just by hearing you on the show.
Well, yeah. Long story short, it's basically one of those things where my parents died 1 year after another, and needless to say, when you lose parents that's been in your life, my parents was in my life. My parents were not the parents that were not in my life. They were definitely in my life, and I love them dearly, and for them to leave a year after another really hurt me. Needless to say, I kind of lost my brain a little bit and got into drugs, got into drinking heavy, and it was one of those things where I was just reaching and trying to get out of here, really, because, trying to suppress all the hurt. And, it took its toll on me, lost weight, looked like I was, it just didn't look right. So I was always the person that really cared about my look. So I was, once I really realized that, I was able to really nah, I don't want to go out like that. And then, my wife and my kids, they always, they depended on me. They depend on me. So I had to be stronger. I had to be stronger than that. I had to be a soldier. I had to know that it's not about me. It's about them. And just implement all the things that I had learned in church and, with a lot of pastors that really came into my life, and just put those things into motion. And it definitely helped. It didn't happen overnight, but it was just me realizing, saying, being the strong man of God that I am. I just had to realize that, without me, a lot of things will stop. And you don't want your family struggling. You want them to be all right, and that's what a man does. He takes care of his family. He's a provider. He's a father. He's a husband. And he loves on them dearly. So that's what really overcame it, and just me with a relationship with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has helped me throughout everything. And just, again, me implementing the things that I learned in church made it that much more easier. But again, it wasn't that easy. It was just me realizing first that this is what I needed to do and to put it in action. And once I started doing that, everything started to get a little easier.
You better preach, Ginuwine. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And what church do you and your family attend?
Huh?
What church do you and your family attend?
Well, we were in From the Heart with Pastor Cherry, but now we visiting quite a few churches, and now we almost settled on this church called New Life, and the pastor named Pastor Mike. Wow, don't quote me. I forget it. We just always call him Pastor Mike, but that's his name, Pastor Mike. But I don't know his last name. But we just started going there. Actually, we used to attend From the Heart, and the pastor there was Pastor Cherry, so John Cherry. And with this one, we just started going there maybe almost a year, but I haven't been attending a lot because I've been on the road. But my wife has been attending much more frequently than I have, and but I still haven't joined the church, but it took me a while to join From the Heart, because really before From the Heart, I really wasn't. I really wasn't a believer. I was a believer, but I wasn't a believer. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really want to believe all that. So, just me going to church and, meeting a lot of the older guys, and me sitting down and wanting to change and be a better person, a better man, a better soldier, and just me doing that just made me believe. And now again, I don't have a church home, but I am frequently visiting New Life. It's in Maryland.
Okay. Well, again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to multi-platinum artist Ginuwine. Now, Ginuwine, how did TV One find you to do the Life After special that's airing Wednesday, October the 19th?
Actually, you know what? I don't even know. They just called me one day, and I just told them I would do it. And first I was kind of like, okay, life after. Does this mean I'm done?
I was going to ask you
that question.
Like,
no. And they was like, no. Then they gave me a few things to look at, and I was like, oh, okay. This is really just more showing them this is what you did do, and this is what you're doing now, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So, with me, I'm still in the business. I'm still doing it, and just doing it on a different level. Whereas though earlier in my career, I was much more freaky, much more explicit. Now I'm much more aware of the things that I'm doing, and just toned it down a little bit more than I used to be. So it's still sexy, it's still love, it's still genuine, but not as explicit.
Well, that is good to know. Well, Ginuwine, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you have to get back to your reality show. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And when it gets ready to air, I want you to come back on the show so you can kind of tell us about it.
Thank you so much, and just give my people a call. And if people want to follow me, I know not too many people, on Twitter or whatever, but I'm on Twitter a lot, and it's at Ginuwine. If you want to follow me, at Ginuwine. So follow me, and I look forward to seeing everyone, hearing from everyone. I'm sorry.
Good, fantastic. Again, thank you so much, Ginuwine, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Take care, and God bless you.
Bye-bye.